our annual tour of Northwest Indiana haunts. Always a good time. Included our second visit to a very unique one out in Hobart called Tour of Terror. And why is this one unique, Laura?
Because it's actually on a Nike missile base. So it's a desert, well, not deserted, but it's not used anymore. And the layout is in itself creepy. It's, I mean, I actually was, I'm not afraid in haunts, but this
She's
one,
always afraid.
no, I'm not. But in this one, I actually was like, oh my gosh, I was getting nervous by getting there because last year it was so different and unique, but I was scared. I was actually scared. And that was like a first because I don't get scared easily, and
She's always scared.
it was really great. It was very intense and great, and it was fun. It was like funny. It was creepy, action. It had like a little bit of everything. But this year, as we're getting up there, I'm like, oh no, what am I getting myself into? Oh my gosh, I absolutely loved it. It was great. It was even better than last year.
Well, what's it all about? Tell us what it's all about.
You're on a it's you get guided by the military. You have someone come up and they tell you what's going on, and then they take you in, and you're actually going through different. You're inside and outside, but it's kind of a theme where there's like monsters and stuff and like crazies, but then there's like there's military people too that come in and they guide you and they protect you to get you to the next part. I mean, it's so unique. It's something that you don't see in any other haunts. The way it's done, the way it's put together in that way. But this was fantastic. I absolutely loved it because it has the humor in it. There's funny people, but then there's scary people, and then there's action where you have to run and kind of move fast because you're in the middle of a battle zone with gunfire and a bit loud cannons and explosions going on that you hear going around you. But the actors, I just have to say, the actors are. I mean, there's a lot of them in there, but they are so good because they really play the parts and they play them very well. The military, they're very authentic. The personnel in the military that kind of guide you through with the guns. Their guns even have like green lasers, which is like very authentic, and it was really, really great. I can't say enough about it. But I absolutely loved it. This is a Hall of Famer, definitely, this year. This is a 6 chainsaw haunt. I absolutely loved it. Looking forward to what they do. I'm hoping they get better crowds. I mean, there weren't a lot of people there. I know it's a Friday, and it's still not that late in the season, but I really hope this one catches on because I want to see what they do in the future. I absolutely loved it. It was great.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for a unique haunt, something that's really different, Tour of Terror is really it. It's one of those things that, if you think about it, it could be something that is really kind of lame, that it turns out to be kind of mediocre, because a large part of it is this sort of story where you're on this abandoned missile base that's got some top secret things going on, and the military is sort of leading you around on this base. And oftentimes when we go to haunts and there are haunts with stories, it takes special kinds of actors to pull it off. They need to be serious about it, and they need to carry it through, never break character, and they need to be entertaining enough and know when to stop talking too. One of the cardinal sins, if you will, of going to a haunt is when an actor starts telling you a story and they just go on and on. After the story has bombed out, like they get very little reaction, but they keep going. That's one of the things that could have happened at Tour of Terror, but it didn't. And it didn't happen last year, and it definitely didn't happen this year. Basically, the whole gist of it is you go onto this missile base, and it is a real missile base. These are not sets. So you go through these old buildings that were created post-war and decommissioned in the 1970s. These are old, dilapidated concrete buildings. They're creepy in and of themselves. But you go in and out of these, and you're led in and out of them by these guys dressed up like military personnel and various other people. And in the buildings, you encounter different characters, creatures, etc., etc. But then outside, you're treated to these sort of military reenactment type scenes. And again, has a lot of potential for those things to go the wrong way and be really stupid and lame. These things, we've seen it happen more often than not in haunts, where it just can't be carried off. But I have to say, you get caught up in the spirit of it. There are scenes where the military guys come in and rescue you, quote unquote, from wherever you're at with the monsters. and they make you run. They make you go through these different areas outside, and there are cannons going off. There's machine gun fire. There's sirens. There's fog, and they take it really, really seriously. It looks as though you're in the middle of a battle of a small squad of troops, etc., etc., and you have to run from one place to another. And it's fun. You're watching this, but at the same time, they're urging you, go, 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 go. And again, it could be stupid, right? Sometimes you get that hot flash of embarrassment, like, oh, this is really stupid, but I have to play along. No. It's not like that at all. It's really, really well done. And the rooms are creepy. They're old. They're dilapidated. They're vacant structures, so they have minimal lighting. They have dampness. They have darkness. They have areas that are just naturally in shadow. So all of this is used to great effect. For example, there's a church scene when you walk in. And in the church scene, there are several pews, and there's a priest, and he's talking, incanting something, and of course there's an altar. But these are things you see at haunted houses. But this one is in an old barracks building, and you can see that the walls are crumbling, part of the plastering's falling off, and this is just natural. It's not a set, and it's used to very great effect. That priest scene is very chilling because it comes right after a long series of dark, windy corridors, and long-term horror tour fans will know that we don't like long, dark mazes because generally they're annoying. You get lost in them. You have to feel your way around. You're not going anywhere. It's really kind of annoying. This time, though, Tour of Terror had one, and I have to say it actually built up the tension. This is the first time I felt scared in a dark maze. I can't even tell you the last time. It's been years since I had that prickling on the back of my neck in a dark maze because I was wondering what they were going to do. And what happens is you turn around the corner and there's a door, and the door has a window in it with like slats. And what you see behind there is this priest, and he's just staring at you, and there's this eerie green light behind him. And he's looking through the window at you like this, as if he's ready to damn your soul. And it's really well done. Those are the kind of actors that there are. They're funny actors, and yet creepy too. There were several times people were following us, and when the military guys would come in and quote-unquote rescue us, they'd say, oh, there were 3 of you? I'm like, no, there's just 2. And there'd be this third one behind, and when we'd look, like the third one would stop, and it would be the person who was following us. It was a sort of a running joke when we went through. So if you're looking for something different, I can guarantee you're not going to find another haunt where you have outdoor battle scenes, and then you go in between barracks and different rooms, and you find cannibals, and you find various other characters in there. And you're not going to see one where somebody gets shot in the head necessarily either. You don't see that too often. Not for real, obviously, people. This is just fake, but it's part of the storyline, and it's not cheesy at all. It's actually quite well done. So again, a lot of places where it could go off the rails, but if you're looking for something different, this is it. It's got your classic scares. It uses the terrain effectively, and it's a unique terrain. You're never going to find another haunt at a Nike missile base that I'm aware of anyway. It uses indoor and outdoor scenes very effectively. The acting is very well done, very true to character, and everybody does their job well. And it's about 15 minutes long for $15. Not bad at all. Definitely a Hall of Fame haunt for me. Okay.
I need to go and get the clip, the thing. I have it. It's right there.
Blooper reel.
Yes, I have one.
Okay, this is another outtake for the blooper reel. All right, one more time. The mat. It's going in and out.
One of the rooms I like, they have an autopsy room with a doctor, and he's singing, Mary Poppins, spoonful of sugar makes the medicine, the light's going to go out. Again.
Oh, my